have persons who are living with hepatitis in the world. 350 million persons. Now, let's come to Nigeria. How many? From the NICE report that was done in 2018, and even from the Federal Ministry of Health, they say about 20 million Nigerians are living with hepatitis B alone. Now, what is the population of Delta State is about, you see this 20 million, it's even so. If you want, let us assume that hepatitis is a country, it will be bigger. Nigeria's prevalence, that is the 20 million, will be bigger than some countries in Africa, at least 20 countries in Africa. So you see the number of persons who are living. Now, in Delta State, because we will not have a statewide survey, there's no survey really to do that, but some small studies, the State Ministry of Health is projecting a 5% of prevalence. Now, Delta State is about 6 million plus, slightly about 6.1 million persons living in Delta State. Okay, that's the population, in terms of population. Now, let's assume it's even 6 million. The population of Delta State is 6 million, for instance. 5% of 6 million, that's about 300,000. I mean, so 300,000 persons are living with viral hepatitis in Delta State. If I ask you, where are they? Have you seen them? Why? So, the implication of that figure is this. So let me put a perspective to that figure, so that it doesn't look like we're just calling figures. Now, I said hepatitis is one of the leading causes of liver cancer, right? So, if we have 300,000 persons in Delta State living with viral hepatitis, what that means is we have about 300,000 persons who are at risk of liver cancer. So can you appreciate this number? So which means these people, if nothing is done, if nothing is done to find them, link them to care, and let them stay in care, they are at risk of developing liver cancer. And now, there's an economic implication to that, right? Because to do liver transplantation, the liver cancer, nothing stops it. The only solution is to do liver transplantation. And so, which means, if it will cost at least 50 million to do that transplantation, so multiply that 50 million by the 300,000, where is the money going to come from? So it is best to prevent, okay? And it is also best to discover on time so that you prevent liver cancer. That is the ultimate. That is what that's why we're doing all these things, so that we will prevent it. In Africa alone, Africa has about 82.3 million only in Africa, entire Africa, and Africa contributes about 7.5% of the hepatitis B to the world. After Western Pacific, the Asian countries. Okay, so Africa has very high burden of viral hepatitis B. Your next slide, please. Now, the WHO's targets, we want to eliminate this viral hepatitis by 2030. And there are targets we're looking at. We want to ensure that one, that there's a vaccine for hepatitis B. Okay, so we can prevent it by using vaccination. So we want to ensure that those who are, especially for children, mother-to-child transmission is very important. In fact, in Africa, if you see 100 persons that are hepatitis B positive today, I can assure you that 95% of them, of those people, got the virus from their mothers. So it is predominantly mother to child, apart from having unprotected sex with somebody who has or C, you can get that too from that act or sharp object that you said. You use you use clippers, all these things. You use, go to salon and then you share clippers and all that. You're not properly sterilized. You can also get that. For HIV virus, that HIV, you can easily sterilize and it will leave. For hepatitis B, the virus can stay on this. If I put the virus on top of this surface, it can remain here for the next 2 weeks and still be active. So if you by chance have a cut and you make contact with this surface and somehow the virus finds itself into your blood, you get the virus. So that's how serious that this hepatitis B virus is. Unlike HIV, the virus doesn't stay too long outside living tissue. But for hepatitis B, it can stay for 2 weeks and still be infected. Okay, so let's move over to the next slide. So what are the types of viral hepatitis? So we have hepatitis A, okay, we have hepatitis B, hepatitis C, hepatitis D, and hepatitis E. These are 5 types. I think there's a G there. But the hepatitis B, C, and D are our issue. These are our concerns. For A and E, now these viruses, they have basically two modes of transmission. Now for the A and E, they are similar in terms of transmission and how they cause this infection. Now, when you eat, the A and E, they are mostly from poorly handled food. So if you eat food that are not properly cooked, or contaminated, you can get hepatitis A and E. That's basically hygiene, okay, what we call fecal-oral. So if your hygiene is poor, then you are at risk of having A and E. There are vaccines for them too. So, but once you get them, some of us may have had A and E, but didn't know, because it should just run its normal course. Maybe you have diarrhea, increased temperature, you think it's malaria, it should just go on its own. They hardly cause problems, okay? But for B, C, and D, they are spread through blood. Anything that encourages blood exchange, the same way HIV is, that's how the B, C, and D can spread. So if there's a blood exchange, you are likely to get that, any of these viruses. And it is possible to be infected with the B, infected with C, infected with D. 1%. So it's not like if you have B, you cannot get, no. So one can be infected when you are exposed to this virus. You can even be infected with all the A to E. So when you're exposed to them, okay. And one other thing is that I often get this question that when you get A, if you don't manage it well, I think I was doing a talk somewhere, somebody was asking me, okay, at what time does A move to B? I don't know, maybe that question is maybe ringing in somebody's mind now. At what time does B move to C and all that? These viruses are independent viruses. They are not, no one is moving to the other one. A is A, B is B, C is C, D is D, and E is E. Okay? It's not like as you move from A to B, the severity is increasing. No. A, you get A. B, you get B. So A does not change to B or B to C. And that's it. So what about symptoms of hepatitis? The truth is, they're not likely to know. As I said, if you're exposed to the virus at birth, you can live with the virus for up to 30 years and not know, and you just carry on with life like that, and all of a sudden it strikes liver cancer. So if you are waiting to see symptoms, you might not see them until there's a problem. Okay, so but if at all you begin to see some of these things, these are symptoms that you usually get when you have malaria. When you have malaria, how do you feel? You feel your temperature will go over, feverish. You'll be feeling pains, muscle pains, like that. You want to carry something, you feel weak, right? You feel like there's this nausea, you feel like vomiting. These are symptoms of malaria. Then when you get these symptoms, you will go to the pharmacy and say, okay, you go to the pharmacy to buy anti-malaria. And when you take anti-malaria, you are likely to feel better. So it will make you feel that, okay, you had malaria, you just finished from malaria. And some persons will say, this is my malaria, every month they come in. I get malaria about every month. Watch it. You might need to screen for hepatitis B and C, because that can also make you feel like you have malaria. And you'll be taking anti-malaria and you'll be feeling better. It comes again like that. Okay? So all those symptoms you experience when you have malaria, these are some of these things you will get. But not to say that these are symptoms you have to be watching out for to know that you have hepatitis. You will never know. The only way to know that you have hepatitis is by screening. Just go and do your hepatitis B and C test. That's the only time you will know. Then sometimes you now feel, when it's now becoming serious, you begin to see the person's eyes becoming yellowish, jaundice. Have you seen somebody like that before? You see the eyes becoming very yellow, like that. But that is not to say that this person has hepatitis, please. But that jaundice is one of the classical symptoms you get towards the end when this hepatitis has seriously dealt with the liver. So because that jaundice is as a result of this bilirubin that will be flooding the blood. So some of them will be showing on the white part of your eye. Okay? Then when you urinate, you see your urinate become, your urine becomes very dark. Don't get scared. I know sometimes you see that. Yes, that's because sometimes when you don't take a lot of water in the day, when you urinate, you see your urine is dark. Right? Yes, but when it's persistently dark, even with the amount of water you take in the day, that's another problem. So, but you don't need to watch out for these things, because when you start seeing them, you might not see them immediately. So the time you start seeing them, may become the time for someone who has hepatitis. It will just be that time that the liver is almost getting to maybe cirrhosis or liver cancer. Okay, the next slide, please. Now, viewers' discretion will advise here. You see this guy, he was a nurse. He died in June this year. He was my friend. Now, so hepatitis is not a respecter of anybody. I also have a doctor who is currently diagnosed with hepatitis B and needs to be liver transplantation. So it does not matter whether you are a medical practitioner or not. It can come and hit you anytime. This stage, when we were trying to raise funds for him, the doctor, okay, this picture, the second one here, was taken when, I think, the week he died. So the doctor was an Indian doctor. He told us that even if we had the 50 million naira, that the surgery, that transplantation would be a waste, because his organs, vital organs, they are almost packed up. You see, one thing about the liver controls so many things in the body. Anything you eat must go through the liver. Okay, so once the liver passes on, other organs will begin to work. So if you do that kind of transplantation, there's something we call organ rejection. The body will reject it and the person will still die. Okay? So this stage is not where we want to get to, because it's almost like a helpless situation. You just watch the person die. There's hardly anything you do. You just be watching the person. You just wait for the person to die. That's the thing. And very painful. Very, very painful. In fact, when he was snapping, he was crying bitterly because the pain is there. You know, whenever we say liver cancer, what it means is your liver becomes like stone. It's changing, you know, when you touch that liver from the cow or chicken, it's soft, right? That thing can become stone, hard like cement. So when you eat anything, whatever you eat must find its way to the liver. When it gets to the liver cells cannot open to receive them. They begin to accumulate. You see the stomach, the abdomen, swallow like that. If nothing is, it will just continue to swell like that until the person dies. That's the issue with liver cancer. So you see how he was 30 years actually. And the painful part of this story was that in June he was supposed to be in Ireland, UK, because he got a job in UK at that time. So he could not go because of this issue. So see how young and smart he was. So you can see the changes. Can you believe that guy is this now? And this whole thing, once this process starts, it takes off in quick succession. It just starts. You see the person today like this. The following day when you come, the person has changed again. That's how it is until the person dies. So that's why we don't want to get to issues like this. Situations like this are very, very difficult to manage. Okay, it's a very solid situation. We'll have other words. Time will not allow me to begin to share some of these things. So next slide. So transmission, I've talked a bit about transmission. So for A and E, transmission is basically fecal-oral. That's when your hygiene is not optimal. You are likely to get A and E. But when you get A and E, it will just run its course and then you heal up. Okay, so the C and D, I've talked C, D, and B. I've talked about that. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Transmission. Again, the same direct contacts, mother to child. Well, I'm emphasizing this. Now, for a pregnant woman that is positive, okay, that's why every pregnant woman needs to screen. When you go screen and present to the hospital. Once you are pregnant, there's this culture of once a woman is pregnant, she will have to wait for some months before she starts her antenatal care. That's not good. Once you are pregnant, start your antenatal care. So that we'll do the screening on time and take the necessary precautions to prevent mother-to-child transmission. Tattooing. Those people who like tattoo, if the sharps, the equipment are not properly sterilized, you can also get hepatitis B and C. Next slide, please. So, the next thing. Now, prevention and protection. Next. So you can keep up good hygiene. Okay, for the ladies, proper waste disposal of your sanitary is very important. Okay, for a positive lady, for instance, of course, menstruates. You need to properly dispose the sanitaries. Okay, then cover up pores carefully. But the primary way of preventing transmission of hepatitis B, the surest way is vaccination. Next slide. Okay, so the surest way to preventing getting hepatitis B. The importance of doing vaccination is that when you are vaccinated, whenever you are exposed to the virus, you will not get it. You can even sleep. If you are properly vaccinated, you take the complete shot. If you even sleep with somebody that is positive, you're not likely to get it. That's the benefit of vaccination. So you must screen, and if you are negative, you get vaccinated. Next slide. Then every child that is born to any woman that is positive, the child must be given that blood dose within 24 hours, which is very, very important. Okay, so I just want to just dispel some myths. As we said, A cannot move to B, B cannot move to C, and D cannot move to E. These are independent viruses. The cure for all types. Some people will say they have cure, right? No, only C has cure, B does not. The genetic, it's not like any mother that is positive must transfer it to the, it's not genetic, okay, to the child. You can only do that when precautions are not taken, okay. And for in terms of marriage, you can get married to a person living with hepatitis B, to what we call sexually discordant. You can get married to somebody. I've had opportunities to resolve issues surrounding marriage like this. One of the partners was positive, and the other guy, the guy was scared, and so he wanted to call the wedding because of hepatitis B. But with proper knowledge, vaccination, you are safe. Okay? And it does not spread casually. You don't touch somebody or shake somebody. You can even kiss somebody with hepatitis B, and you will not get hepatitis. And eat with the person, drink from the same cup, you will not get that. A positive mother breastfeeding the child, the child will not get hepatitis B. Just ensure that the child takes his vaccination all along. Okay, next slide, please. So, what is it? So I think we're almost done with this slide. So the thing is, the bottom line is, I wanted to ask a question. Have you been vaccinated? It's a call to action, really. Have you been vaccinated? Do you know your status? And have you been vaccinated if you are negative? If you are not, please take time to do that. And next slide, this is the last. So I think I'll stop at this point and take questions. Thank you very much.
Not more than two questions.
Please, sir, just as you said, that if mother can transmit to the child by birth, so is there any way that it can be prevented at birth? Okay, is there any way that a pregnant woman can be prevented from transmitting the virus to the unborn child? And my second question is, what do you have to say about or what's the difference between the acute and the chronic hepatitis?
Any other question? All right.
Quickly, the acute means that when one is exposed to the virus, your immune system, normally the immune system will mount up defense against this virus, right? So this is like a battle. This battle will continue for about 6 months. So if your immune system is able to clear this virus within 6 months, we say you had an acute infection. But if this battle continues and then prolongs, even goes beyond 6 months, so we say this person has chronic infection. And there are tests we do to confirm whether you have chronic or acute. So acute simply means short, less than 6 months, doesn't last more than that. Then anything above 6 months is chronic. Okay? Therefore, preventing mother to child, yes, that's why the vaccine is there. So once the child is born immediately within 24 hours. Within 24 hours. Like in the US, they are even stricter to tell you within 12 hours. So immediately the child is born, just give the vaccine, birth dose, so that's what we call it, first dose. That's the birth dose. We'll give the child. Then the child will continue the vaccination at 6, 10, and 14 weeks. That will be fine.
Okay. Does it mean someone who is diagnosed of acute hepatitis can be reversed within 6 months?
No.
Does it mean somebody who is diagnosed of an acute hepatitis can be reversed after 6 months?
The way you say reverse, look, when you get exposed to the virus goes straight to the liver, and then it forms what we call cccDNA. Yeah? That cccDNA is like it sticks into the liver cell and remains there for life. What you are saying, how do you know somebody is hepatitis B positive? It's when we do what we call surface antigen. That is the surface. There's an antigen. The vaccine we give you is an antigen kind of, we call subunit vaccine. It's like the virus we are giving you, but we will remove something inside that will not make you get the infection. So it is the surface antigen you'll be seeing. But when your immune system is able to check the virus such that it's not able to produce that surface antigen again. So when you go to do that test, it will show negative. But that does not mean that the virus, there's another form that it takes, it stays in your liver. So by chance, if your immune system drops, it can reactivate. That's what we call occurs. It's a whole lot of things, but I'm just trying to piece it together so that you can understand. So acute. So anytime there's a test we do, whenever any person is exposed to that virus, it will show then that at one time you had this virus. Even though you do surface antigen and it is negative, it will always show there. The test we call it core antibody. So that's, and if you have a antibody, fine, no problem. But if your immune system drops, or you are taking certain drugs like anti-cancer drugs, that can reactivate it.
All right. Thank you very much, our speaker. Please, a round of applause. Great allies. Greatest or the greatest allies. I want to thank you, the allied members, on behalf of the Chairman Committee, for your time, your cooperation, and your patience. I want to humbly invite the Chairman, General Committee of Great Alliance to say a word of thank you to our guest speakers before we close the session. Thank you.
Great allies. Great. I think in the history of FECA, I think this is the first occasion like this, especially organized by the youths. If there is any, I don't know. And to our guest speakers, we really thank you. And all the members who are here, many of us are not here, maybe due to one or two things. But I believe they lost. Really lost. There are so many things we gathered here that we never knew they existed. I did not ask questions, but I'm picking some things. So we really thank you people for coming. Because it's not easy to leave whatever you scheduled for today to honor our invitation. And also to impart your knowledge. Maybe your parents or your uncles paid for to us. Really say thank you. And I believe the next time we call you people, you will still answer us. Thank you so very much. On behalf of the President of Greater Light and all the members of Greater Light, we say God will bless you. The same way you came healthy, you will reach home healthy. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, the Chairman Committee, Greater Light Club, I want to crave the indulgence of our guest speakers to join us in the vaccination section. The results are ready, and you can go and collect your own. If you know you are not taking hepatitis B vaccine, we want to do that very, very snappy. In the next 5-10 minutes, we should be done with that. If you are interested, it's not compulsory, it's voluntary. You want to take the vaccine, please just go to the back seat. I will crave the indulgence of our speakers to please help us do the vaccination. Thank you very much. Okay, please, guest speaker, let's have a group photograph with allied members. For them to see. But before we go for the vaccination, let's take a group photograph, please. Very, very quickly, very, very quickly. Photograph, please. The vaccine, if you know you have not been vaccinated, just make good use of this opportunity because it's a lifetime opportunity. And the guest speakers, please, madam, please, you can join us. Mrs. Boyke, please come forward to join the group photograph. Yes, Mr. Boyke. They will penalize me. So thank you. So, Mr. President, you're welcome, sir. Please join us for the photograph. MTV, please.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I guess speakers, we really appreciate it. Okay, guest speakers, hello, please. Only the guest speakers. And it's a very big privilege to inform us that what we are doing now is being streamed live globally. Everybody in the world is watching what we are doing. To make it faster, we will just sit down and we will come into bed.
Wilfred, Papa here, come
Next stop.
Very cute. Very cute, my trouble. Never pack that one. Saya no enta bit na ya ma ko ka won kila won. One day festival.
All right, let's meet you.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Pharmacist Prince Kinedu. I'm actually the founder and team lead of the Hepatitis Advocacy Foundation in Delta State. And we are primarily involved in advocacy on viral hepatitis, sensitizing the public on the need to, know about their status and also take the necessary steps to preventing viral hepatitis. That's what we do primarily. Yeah.
So, but today you delivered some lectures and sensitization to Great Elite Club. So, how were you able to acquaint yourself with them? Were you invited? Right? They invited you to come talk
Okay.
to them?
Yeah, I think one of the Elite members is my colleague. And so he told me he called me actually that if it was possible for me to come and talk to the elites on viral hepatitis. And of course, this is what we seek out for, opportunities where people gather, to pass this information, which is very important. Okay, so when he told me about the meeting, this kind of meeting. So I saw it as a good opportunity to come to enlighten people about viral hepatitis. Okay.
Actually, that was quite impactful, and for those who are still ignorant of these hepatitis, what message are you passing about? Because people are watching you so what's your message to them on how to know what their status is?
So the first thing is go to anywhere. You can go to any laboratory to get tested, because taking action really requires you. The first step of taking action is to know your status. So it's a very simple test to do. Once you take the test and you are negative, then it means you need to be vaccinated to protect yourself from any likely exposure to the virus that will lead to hepatitis B infection. So there's a vaccine. Vaccine is safe. Okay, ensure that you complete the vaccination series, and then you are sure that you are protected. So even if by chance you are exposed to the virus, you're not likely to get the virus again because you are fully vaccinated. Okay, so my message is just simple: get screened, and then to know your status and take the necessary actions. For those who will be positive, definitely when you screen, you're likely to find some persons who are positive. So the next step is to visit any hospital and seek for the right care. Don't just go on taking medications. The truth is, at the moment, we don't have cure for hepatitis B. So let nobody deceive you that they are going to give you some medications that will cure hepatitis B. You're not going to get any good from that. So screen and know your status and take the right steps.
So and finally, to the Great Elite Club that set up this program today, because not just them you talked with, all those watching benefited from your lectures. So how would you appreciate Great Elite?
Well, I just want to say kudos to the organizers. Yes, I know one of my friends is one of the airlines, but I think this is a commendable initiative. I think more of this should be coming on,
where opportunities will be given to people, maybe resource persons to come to enlighten not just the elites, as you said, people who are already viewing online, to enlighten people. And this is very key, and I commend the elites for putting up this kind of initiative. Kudos to them. And I pray that this will continue, and God will give them the grace to continue to do even bigger ones than this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My name is Pharmacist Prince Okinedo, and I am the founder and team lead of the Hepatitis Advocacy Foundation, and also a board member of the Hepatitis Global Community Advisory Board of the Hepatitis B Foundation in the United States.
I am the planning committee chairman of this annual event of Great Elite Club. So we are here we just finished, as you can see, we just finished the first session of the program, which is the health talk and the screening of all elite members. We just rounded up this first session now. We are on break now. We are reconvening by 1 o'clock for the afternoon session, which is the entrepreneur and the business summit. So that one will last for from 1 to 4 o'clock. Then we'll go on 1 hour break again to reconvene by 5 for the marriage seminar / dinner night proper. Yeah.
So the first segment now, which is the head talk, how did it go? How would you describe it?
It went well by the grace of God. Our speakers did very well, and our medical team, they did very well also. As you can see, all the members, they are happy going home because they really get what they really wanted for this morning session. It's a great one.
Okay, so and this is your Great Elite Club. What is the criteria? What caliber of personality?
Great Elite is a club of serious-minded people who are from a car land, who is a car-speaking indigenes. We are young men ranging from the age of 25 to 40 years, and we are business-minded men. We have different class of people, businessmen, civil servants, and we have career doctors and pharmacists among us. We are men who are focused, happily married, and we value our homes and our societies.
So do you people have a kind of a platform among yourselves where you assist each other?
Yes, of course. Of course. Elite is all about helping. We help the communities that is around us, especially the car communities. And we also help our members. If you are struggling for your business, if you are struggling in your business, we come around, we see how we can assist you, do 1 or 2 to make sure that you bounce back to your feet. That is what Elite is all about.
So, what message are you passing across to the lost sons and daughters of Ikaland, home and diaspora, who are watching this program?
We have to tell them is that we are the young Ika people. It's not political. It's not politics oriented, political motivated. We are just young people who come out who feel that there is need for unity amongst the Ika nation. And we come out to join ourselves. All we are telling those, especially those that are ahead of us in age, that they should try and organize something like this to make sure that every Ika indigene, because we are emulating especially from those, our brothers from the East, who you see them, when a man is doing a business, he will try to call on his brothers to join him in that business, and they excel in whatever thing they are doing. So we are coming together to make sure that our sets, our age group is carried along, and we are trying, by the grace of God, we will try to make sure that every of our age group in a car land, we try to see that we do well and we excel in whatever thing we are doing. That is all Elite is all about. And those of us who are in abroad, we have members who are spread in different countries of the world. So we talk to them, and sometimes they come around and do one or two, be a part of what we are doing. Then we encourage those Eka indigenes who are outside, who have seen more than what we have seen in life, to also try by all means to come around and get some of us acquainted with it, so that we can be able to excel more, to encourage us so that we can be able to excel more and do more in all our different fields.
It's okay. So finally, this your club. Does it comprise of the female folks or just male?
No, it's just male.
Okay.
We don't have female folk, but we can say the female are comprised because our wives, we have wives. So like this afternoon session, you'll be seeing us with our wives.
Okay.
Everyone must come with his wife.
And above all, the couples.
The couples dinner night.
Husband and wife.
Yes, it must be husband and wife. So that is how it is. Thank you. My name is Mr. Joseph Okowa Eric.
Okay.
Yeah, I am the planning committee chairman of the Great Elite and the immediate past chair president of the